Hey y'all, hey. So today we're going over the case of 13-year-old Naziah Harris, who has been missing from the Detroit, Michigan area since January of 2024. Now, this case is one of those that is very hard to talk about. There's a lot of people that are involved in this case, so we need to do a little backstory on those people before we even start speaking on Naziah, okay? So, first we have 42-year-old Jarvis Butts. He has now officially been charged with the premeditated murder of Naziah Harris. He has also been charged with second degree criminal sexual misconduct with a child that's under the age of 13 and child sexually abusive material. Okay, so those are the charges he's facing with this case. Now, although those are the charges for this case, how did we get to this point? Jarvis picked up a charge back in 2004, right? And he was sentenced in 2005 and he did 10 years in prison for the same thing, for sexually abusing a child. After he got out, he started doing the same stuff all over again because now it's more children that are involved. There are two other kids that are involved that there are charges out on him for currently. Now, there is one child I know that they said the child was around the age of 4 and he gave that child chlamydia. There was another child that was around the age of 8 that was a family member. So it's like nobody gets a pass from him at this point. Anybody is fair game. Back in September of 2024, Jarvis was charged as a 4-time habitual offender. He has had multiple charges with multiple children. So at this point, we're starting to think the same thing, I'm guessing. Why didn't the family step in? Why was he allowed to be around so many young children? Why was nothing being done, right? So Naziah was under the care of her grandmother. Her grandmother and her aunt were helping to raise her because her mom had a drug addiction, so she was basically not in her life at all. Now, the abuse with Naziah started around 2022, where she started to be groomed and abused, and at this point, Naziah was only 11 years old. Now, there was an 8-year-old who testified while this preliminary hearing was going on, and that this child stated that there were two separate occasions where the child, another child, and Naziah all went to the shop, and it was 2 occasions, and Naziah was sexually abused on both occasions. In September of 2023, Naziah sent Mr. Butts a text message telling him like, "Hey, my period's late. Like something's not right. I haven't had a period since I went to the hospital last month." And he was just like, asking questions like, "I thought you took a test, da da da." So then I think it was around November, she's messaging him again. And she's like, "Hey, this is affecting me at school. I'm going to get an F in PE." Let's stop right there. The fact that this child is worried about a F in PE lets you know that this is a child. So at any point, all of this should have checked in for him. Like, this is a child. Around December, Jarvis decides to start looking up things on like how to do his own like a at-home abortion. He was looking up, can you drink the red antifreeze, things of that nature. Okay, so we go to January. Naziah is texting him, and like while she's texting him, they're planning on meeting up once she leaves school that day. And Naziah took a picture while she was at school that day. They have video footage of her getting off the bus, and the last person that she was seen with was Jarvis Butts. Now, they did do cell phone data to see his locations and try to find out where he was. They did realize that he checked into a motel later that night, and they did put his location somewhere around I think it was the Rogue River. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but they put his location around there. Some of Naziah clothing was found in that area, and the clothing had been torn. It looks like it was a struggle there, and possible blood on certain items of clothing. Okay, now that was the last day that she was seen. She has not been seen. Once the police did question him and take him, do the questioning for him, He stated like, you could go through my phone, there's nothing to hide, things of that nature. However, he didn't realize that they could find all the deleted messages. Just because you delete it doesn't mean it's really gone. So they were able to find that. He had phones hidden. He had different means, of hiding the information. He was grooming her. So the text messages that they pulled from 2022 to 2024, she knew to, once they finished messaging at that moment, to go ahead and delete the messages. The messages was asking her for pictures of her body, of him sending pictures of his body, for him asking her to do sexual things to him. It was a lot. At this point, the judge has said it all, and I'll leave a clip of what the judge said here.
I've heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love.
But as the judge just stated, everybody failed her. Not just him, everybody failed her. Because at no point should this child have been gone all day and nobody knew where she was. There's no reason why a 13-year-old or 11-year-old to 13 years old should be at some grown man's shop, an auto shop that's filled with mostly men, cleaning up a shop. I like to keep my personal opinions off of this type of stuff, but I'm not this time. I feel like we have to do a better job in protecting our children. Not just the girls, but the boys too. We have to do a better job of protecting our children. When we see something, call it out, report it. There is no way in the world that this should have went on. This man was a known sexual predator. Known. It was not unknown. The baby mother said that he was a great father, so she allowed him to stay around. We have to do better. We have to be better. Because not only is this little girl missing, there are other little girls that are missing. There are a lot of kids that were tormented by this one person. And now we have a child that is forever 13 because she lost her life to him. But I will be streaming this trial on this YouTube channel. There are a few other trials that we'll be covering as well. I was supposed to post a Julio Fulio video tonight, but I had to take care of my baby first. So I will post it on tomorrow, and then we'll have like a live tomorrow possibly, and just try to get some things like a little structure over here to what time the video to start posting daily, and just keep you all updated as they come. But until then, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. I will be streaming